We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Ooh, this is Eric.
And this is Tig.
You are listening to the 90s cast, where we take our journey through the 1990s. We are now entering March of 1992, and we are freezing our asses off.
It is cold up here while we record.
We're sitting up here in an attic doing episode 27.
Wow.
27 now of this show, where we're going to tackle March 1992. For you folks joining us for the first time, every week we take a 1 month leap forward through the 1990s. We started in January of 1990. We're going to end in December of 1999. And each week we talk about what was happening during that month of the 1990s. So that's cool.
That's how it works.
That is exactly how the whole system is set up.
We're gonna put the system on trial.
Sure. I'll take your word for that. You can find our show and past episodes and so on and so forth at NERDOUTWITHME.com, as well as
what else is it on? What is the podcast on? Because I know there's like TuneIn.
It's on
right?
TuneIn and Stitcher and iTunes and Google Play, and some other stuff.
Okay.
Some various places you can find it various places. And of course, there's like video segments on our YouTube channel and blah 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 blah. This week, we're going to talk about some music of March of 1992, goofy pop stuff, and so on and so forth, including Right Said Fred.
Oh, God.
We'll only talk about them briefly, because what's there to say?
I know.
What's there to say? We're also going to take a look at some of the movies that came out in March 1992, which included Basic Instinct, White Men Can't Jump, The Lawnmower Man, and some others. And we're going to have a segment on, and this one is a genuine classic, My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Terrific movie. Before we get into that stuff, about a couple of little news tidbits from there.
Cool.
Oh, and what? Yeah. So, in March of 1992, Douglas Adams completed Mostly Harmless, the last book of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series.
But I have.
He brought it along with him.
Brought it along with me. My most important book is The Hitchhiker's Guide, 5 complete novels and 1 story.
You know, you could ask me. I could have just gone back.
I know. It was funny when I put this in my bag. I'm like, I know he has it.
I do. Yeah.
But yeah. Though this is the least memorable one of
definitely so. Yeah, definitely so. Yeah, it was the last in the series.
Yeah.
And it was, it was okay. It was fun to be with the characters in that world one last time, but yeah, it wasn't great shakes.
Mm-hmm.
March 2nd of 1992, Microsoft released Windows 3.1 in stores everywhere. This was, right, a revolution.
Oh, God, it was a huge deal.
I mean, I guess sort of a revolution. They kind of swiped like the whole visual aspect, the graphical user interface from Apple, but
3.1 is the one you probably remember the most, right? If you go back, all the way back. That's
I'd say so.
One that seemed to stick out the most.
Yeah, I mean it was.
Was that the first time they used actual like the multiple open window thing and stuff like that?
No, that was in 3.0. That was definitely in 3.0.
So what did 3.1 bring us?
3.0 brought us.
3.1 brought us, right?
Right.
We're talking about 3.1.
3.1. True Type font support was added, so that's pretty...
True Type font support.
That's in 386 Enhanced Mode, Windows DOS applications gain the ability for users to manipulate the menus and other objects in the program using the Windows mouse pointer.
Well, that's kind of a big deal.
Provided that a DOS application supported mice.
Well, then it didn't really happen very often.
This was like for people who were gaming in the DOS era. This was sort of a big bridge to getting out of command prompts and menus and stuff like that. This was the bridge, one of the bridges until Windows 95. There were a couple of versions that came out after this, but then we launched forward into Windows 95. I suspect when we get to 1995, we might need to dedicate a whole episode to Windows 95.
I think we might have to.
Or a whole segment. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
a
a segment.
Episode. So, All right, come back in a minute and we're going to talk about some music, both good and bad, from March of 1992. All right.
All right.
Music of 19... Wait.
Get some salami inside of you. It'll help you warm up. As you burn it up, he's making me take him away. He's watching his calories.
Yeah, that's... I mean, nope, that'll pack the calories.
What's protein?
I get plenty of protein. I had a whole can of baked beans yesterday for lunch.
Oh, good choice. Beans are good.
Not only was it a good choice, but I also sliced up some Spam and put it in there when I cooked it.
Well, I mean, is that because of your site?
What?
Does it have any relation to your site, ham?
Oh, no, it doesn't. But for people who want to know more, visit hamtrends.com. That's right, hamtrends.com, the home of Ham Trends Magazine, the world's greatest magazine devoted to ham.
Jesus.
I was actually listening to the Stuff You Should Know podcast the other day. I was out taking a walk. Great podcast. It's one that I really enjoy a lot. And they had an episode on Spam.
Oh, okay.
Now, I thought it was going to be an episode on...
spam. Like internet spam.
Like on internet spam. So I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I'd like to know about that.
Canned
and then they were like, no,
spam.
we're actually going to be talking about like Spam, the food. And I was like, well, all right, I'll listen. I'm into that too. So let's listen to that. And my walk, when I take a walk to go burn some calories off, I walk directly past a grocery store. So I'm walking and I'm listening to this episode about Spam, and it's making me think about Spam. I was like, I haven't had Spam in a really long time. You know what? I'm stopping on the way home and getting myself some Spam. And I did. I got myself a can of Spam.
You're easily influenced by...
I am. I really am. The wife comes home. She sees the stuff that I bought on the counter. She's like, why did you buy Spam? She's kind of snotty about food. And I was like, because I wanted some Spam. And so I guess... the next day, she's making breakfast. She's making omelets for breakfast or something. She's like, do you want me to put some of this Spam in it or something? I was like, yeah,
thin.
of course I want.
Slice thin.
Of course I want the
pieces.
Spam in the omelet.
Duh.
So I had a Spam, egg, and cheese omelet.
Ooh.
It was with some of my hot peppers in it, too.
You know what? Cut up chunks of Spam in an omelet would be good.
It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, spiced ham.
Yeah. That's all it is. I mean, she's like, well, you don't even, Spam, who knows what's even made of? It's ham. It's just ham.
Yeah, it's just spiced ham.
Yeah, it's literally, that's all it is. It's ham.
Very popular in Japan.
Yes, hugely popular in Japan. Oh, Hawaii. Hawaii,
yeah.
Hawaii is
well,
actually...
they're big into pigs. Eating pig.
Hawaii is the biggest market, actually, for Spam.
Really?
Believe it or not.
No, here's my question, though. Is Spam... Is it like the bottom? Is it just the pushed together crap left over from when they're hacking
No,
up a
it's
pig?
actual cuts. It's not.
Okay.
It's not like because that would be. There's a term for it. Like when it's like when they
what's
mash
left
it all
over
together.
and they mash it together.
No, it's actual cuts of cuts of meat.
So it's literally just spiced ham. Just
Yeah. And it's actually cooked in the can.
yeah, because it was originally marketed for the military, right? Like World War II or something. It was so that the military could eat meat without having to cook it. It was like cooked, pre-cooked, put in a can.
Well, it's not that it was marketed for the military, but it was the military that helped make it popular.
Right.
So
they could have meat in the field, right?
The Spam's actually had been around for about 100 years at this point. It was developed because they had discovered this way to. They were looking for a way to. They were already canning meat, but they needed to find a way to make it last without spoiling.
Right.
So they developed the process that they use in order to make Spam. It actually has an indefinite shelf life, which is kind of crazy. An indefinite shelf life. They make it. It's made in a vacuum. That's like one of the secrets. It has to be made in a vacuum, and it's canned in a vacuum.
Wait, they produce it in a vacuum? How do they do
like
that?
when it's canned and stuff? Yeah. Yeah. And then it's actually like cooked once it's sealed inside the can.
Oh, it's cooked in the can.
In the can, well, like sealed in the can, then it's cooked inside the can.
How does the heat get out?
What do you mean? How's the heat get out?
Like, is there some sort of form of pressure while it's being cooked?
Yeah, just
doesn't release anything. I need to look into this.
Yeah. So yeah, it was used in the sent for military folks during World War II
Right.
for obvious reasons, and that's actually why it's popular
in foreign lands,
Right.
in Japan and stuff.
Right, exactly. And it also got some popularity back in the States because soldiers would come back and they would be like,
They have a longing.
I kind of
for
miss
it.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't beat spiced ham.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
We're both from New Jersey, so
that's true.
any type of spiced ham.
For people who don't realize, in New Jersey, we have something called either Taylor ham or pork roll.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but it gets argued about which is the proper name. I say pork roll.
North Jersey's Taylor ham, South Jersey's pork roll, and in between could go either way.
And I feel really bad for the rest of the country because they don't have pork roll, egg, and cheese.
What always amazed me is there's people who live in New York, which is literally on the other side of the river.
Right.
I have no idea what pork roll and Taylor ham is. I don't understand how that happens.
Now, some places will do Canadian bacon on sandwiches, but that's not. It's not the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. And a pork roll, egg, and cheese sandwich is the world's greatest breakfast. Oh my goodness! Yeah, absolutely.
I don't understand. I researched how they make it and everything, and there's some sort of weird way of a secret. There's a secret formula to it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
it's nothing like any other type of meat.
Oh no, I will have just pork roll sandwiches.
Oh God, yeah.
Like something, you forget about anything, just cook the pork roll on some bread, done.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little ketchup, you can do that if you want, or you can throw some cheese on there if you want. But just the best, the best.
As we get on, I think that we didn't even talk about so much for the new.
The new focused version of the podcast. Yeah. We're going to be
get us into ham.
We're going to be much more professional from now on. We're going to talk about the topics we're going to talk about. All right. So
I think 1 out of 3 is
Yeah. Not too bad. We are going to talk about the movies.
The movies
of March 1992. There were a number of movies that came out in March of 1992. As happens every month, a number of movies come out, so that was an idiotic statement for me to make.
Is that what they do?
Yep. We'll get to the main feature, My Cousin Vinny, in a moment, but first we'll do a quick once-over of the others. March 13th, American Me came out, a crime drama film produced and directed by Edward James Olmos. You remember this one?
No.
You don't remember this one?
I have no memory of American Me.
It was about the Mexican mafia, California prison. It was sort of more of a prison movie. I remember this because it absolutely horrified me because there's a prison rape scene.
Does Edward James almost do the raping?
I don't believe so. I don't remember who did, but I remember them having a guy, maybe I think he was thrown off over a table or something like that, and the one guy goes to stand behind him, and I believe, as I remember, he squirted some jelly into his hand to and I was just like, oh no, this movie's not happening. But it was I remember it being really good, a really tough to watch, gritty, but really strong movie. And Edward James Olmos is usually pretty awesome.
Man.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Stand and deliver.
Yeah. March 6th, 1992, Meatballs 4.
Meatballs 4?
Can you believe there were 4 of these things?
This is after the Alien Meatballs?
What?
The Meatballs with the Alien? Meathead?
I don't know. I did you now? Here's what I didn't realize. And boy, what a downswing he was on. Corey Feldman was the star of this.
Wow.
Corey Feldman starring in a Meatballs movie. The Meatballs movie, for people who don't know, this was a whole series, right? That in the 80s, this was part of those they were teenage
zany
movies.
Teenage summer
movies.
Summer camp movies. Well, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all these 80s comedies are wild and crazy people, and there was always boobs and
that one on Netflix. They just came out a couple years ago, and there was one 10 years ago, and they kept making them.
But did you know
American Summer something or whatever?
Oh yeah, Wet Hot American Summer.
They're making fun of meatballs and stuff. It's the same job.
Did you know the first Meatballs, 1979, directed by Ivan Reitman, who you should know?
I know who was in it too. I know who the bus driver was.
Ivan Reitman known for loads and loads of stuff. Animal House, Stripes, Ghostbusters,
Yeah, Ivan Reitman's
tons of stuff.
the man.
But the first Meatballs was Bill Murray's debut. Mm-hmm. It was his film debut, and
I think I don't remember what Meatballs, but I think Pee Wee Herman was the bus driver. I think in the second one,
oh yeah.
the one with the alien, Meathead.
So here's interesting about Meat. If there's anything interesting about Meatballs 4, it would be this. It was originally a movie called Happy Campers.
Okay.
And they decided to retool it and wedge it into the Meatballs series. It wasn't intended.
I'm sure
to
that
be.
wasn't hard.
Yeah. So ridiculous. March 6, 1992, The Lawnmower Man came
Lawnmower
out.
Man.
This was an adaptation of the Stephen King story of the same name. This had Jeff Fahey and Pierce Bronson in it. Pierce Bronson was in this one. You remember this?
Yeah, this is kind of like a cult classic, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, I actually saw this in the theater for some damn
so
reason.
did I.
Yeah, this was like had to do with AI and virtual reality and all that sort of thing. It's like wait a minute.
Oh my God, where did you get
Lawnmower Man, the Lawnmower Man. Yeah, right. He goes into like a computer, and the guy in the computer who's the Lawnmower Man is, I don't know, wants to destroy him. I don't remember how it goes.
This was one of those movies I feel like came out before it should have. That makes any sense?
Yeah, because it had really primitive CGI.
Yeah.
Remember that? I remember though the CGI being kind of a little creepy, like being a little creeped out by it.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on to the good movie.
What movie were we talking about? Oh yeah.
Shut up. March 13th, 1992. My Cousin Vinny.
Hey.
Written by Dale Launer, directed by Jonathan Lynn, but who cares about those people? Because this starred Joe Pesci in probably his greatest role, even better than his role in Goodfellas.
Oh my God.
Ralph Macchio, Marissa Tomei, plus some other people that don't matter as much.
Well, don't forget Judge
Guy.
Yeah.
Judge Guy, Fred Gwynn. This movie
Herman
was
Munster.
Yeah, that's right. This movie was terrific. This was a terrific movie.
Huge success, and rightfully so.
Holds up. Excellent.
Oh yeah, it's so
excellent.
great to watch.
Still absolutely funny. Marissa Tomei, of course, won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Mm-hmm. She was, and I don't say this lightly because the kind of character that she played, I just don't like.
Right.
That, but she was so sexy in this movie.
Well, ironically, all her scenes were going to be cut out originally. The producers wanted all her scenes cut out when the movie was originally made because they found her too annoying.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's true.
You couldn't actually do the movie with her scenes cut out.
They wanted to cut her scenes out originally because they thought she was too annoying. So the director shot some extra scenes to get her to become to be more involved in the storyline. So when it was originally shot, she didn't have as many scenes.
Oh, wait. So
the ending scene with her with the tire, it didn't exist.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, the producer found her annoying.
I mean, she was annoying, but in the best way. She was.
They changed her so that so that even though when she was naggy, she would apologize.
Are you sure? I'm positive.
Great scene though, that scene.
Oh my god, yeah, that whole courtroom scene is like one of the best. Yeah, she was annoying, but like in the right way.
Right.
She was
the right doses.
Yeah, and, and of course, she was like super adorable. But her like her interaction with Pesci's character was terrific.
Oh yeah, it worked great.
Yeah, and it was fun seeing Pesci in this role because he was sort of coming off Goodfellas, which was kind of the same sort of character, but this was like the light-hearted version of that. This is a movie that I like more and more the more I watch it, because at the time I sort of had a kind of a knee-jerk knee-jerk reaction against the whole like stereotypical Italian thing. Yeah. I just like no.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I have enough of that. But
they did a good job with it.
Yeah, but the more
Fish Out of Water, I guess it would be considered.
Yeah, definitely so. They proposed a sequel but and it was going to involve Vincent Gambini practicing law in the UK. So he was going to.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, but Marissa Tomei dropped out, and they decided not to. They did rework the script without her character, but they just ultimately decided not to do it, and that was for the best. That was for the best, definitely so.
A little known fact too: Joe Pesci made an album as Vinnie Gambini.
Yes, I believe I know that. Yeah, because is that the same album where he did like the gangster rap?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he did.
I listened to it today, and I only heard like a couple minutes of it, and it was terrible.
Yeah. Vincent LaGuardia Gambini sings "Just for You." What were you thinking, Joe? What were you thinking?
He was like a singer back. He liked to sing in like doo-wop bands or some sort of thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. But then again, I mean, all short Italian dudes like that.
Yeah.
And every Italian family has the one uncle who likes to be the one to sing at parties and stuff like that. And it's like, shut the fuck up, uncle. Mine.
It's part of our heritage.
Mine was Uncle Tony.
Yeah, he liked to sing.
Uncle Tony did that. Yeah.
My goodness.
Oh, fly me to the moon.
Everyone would have to sit and listen.
Oh, but they loved it. He was. I mean, I guess maybe he was allegedly good or something. So yeah. This is a classic. My Cousin Vinny, classic fish out of water movie. Take some guineas, stick them in the South. Gwynn as the judge was really great.
Oh, he did. It was well cast, perfectly cast. That's why it did good. It was one of those movies where everything came together right. It was cast well, good writing, good acting.
Yeah, definitely so. Classic movie. Do you have any other trivia for us?
Robert De Niro was first choice for the part. But the Fox producer at the time said that he was not funny.
And now he does nothing but comedy.
Right, so it was prior to all the comedy that he did.
Interesting.
But I don't think he would have been as good as Pesci.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean? I don't think it would have fit right.
No, because Pesci was like he had that like little scrappy guy persona. Yeah, no, I don't think it would have been. I don't think it would have been good.
And the only other thing I have is that in the script, Vinny, Joe Pesci's character, had dyslexia, and that's why he came off as being dumb.
Oh, interesting.
And they cut that, and the guys who wrote the script were pissed because they felt that it made the audience think that he was just stupid. And that's why he didn't pass the bar, but it really was just that he has dyslexia.
But it's kind of funny to think that he's stupid.
I know.
I think that's a good cut.
The script writers, being the writers, felt that the script it didn't make sense that suddenly he all of a sudden became smart. It was really that he just overcomes his dyslexia.
Wow, that's pretty funny.
So.
That's pretty funny. So, all right, let's wrap it up and get to our wrap things up because we have a bonus episode, and it's actually getting to be on about midnight here. We are in a long recording session, finishing up our third episode, Oh the Night, and in less than 48 hours, it's going to be Thanksgiving, so we have family stuff to get to and all that. So, come back in a minute, and we will wrap this stuff up. All right, we are back. Hopefully, the quick switch in audio isn't too jarring for people. Though then again, if people have been with us for this long, they'll certainly understand.
They made it this far.
Yeah, we've had worse. we've had worse. How about we jump back to a little bit of listener mail?
Yeah, do some mail. Mail call.
Oh boy. We're going to go back to our episode number 3, March 1990.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Do you remember what we talked about then?
Nope.
Guess.
Games?
I'll just stop. I'm not going to ask you to guess. We talked about the series finale of Alf.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the Cold War and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. So there you go. App Chasers said, really loving these recent episodes. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you, App Chasers, and I hope that you find the app that you're chasing. Dude Ellington commented, what is now known as the Great Purge, and laughed, laughing at my misfortune. That is a reference to my misfortune.
Of you selling all your good shit that we could be showing off on.
That's right. So thank you.
Known as the Great Purge.
It was the Great Purge, and
as is tradition.
that's right, Tom Torre, who you will find him on NerdOutWithMe.com. He is our official sucky game player,
Our game guru.
That's right. He says, is it bad for me to say that I've only watched like maybe 3 episodes of Alf? I never got into the show. Seems like I would have liked it. My dad hated the show, so we never really watched it. He was in charge of the remote. I do have some weird Alf figurines or something lying around somewhere that I got at a yard sale years back. And what's the deal with eating cats? WTF. The Alf voice was definitely spot on as one of the best puppeteer voice choices. The ending sounds like absolute garbage. There you go. Next week, we're going to talk about some interesting stuff. April of 1992 was the LA riots. We'll also talk about a little record was released called "Check Your Head" by the Beastie Boys.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, so that's kind of a big thing. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past was released. Big,
that's huge.
Big deal.
Yeah, that's a
big deal. And the final episodes of Growing Pains, Who's the Boss, and The Cosby Show were all aired. That's
pretty big.
That's going to be a big episode. Plus, there's other stuff that's on here but I mean that's big.
That's a lot of. You might have to trim some stuff down.
Who knows? We'll see. We may be trying to get some special guests.
Yeah, maybe get someone on to talk about it with us
for these, because that's a lot of stuff. So come back next week to check that stuff out. In the meantime, people can find us at all sorts of places, and I'm not going to let you do it this time. You've been doing a terrible job.
Really?
I don't like it.
You don't like the way I do it?
I don't like how you're doing it.
Why? Is it the voice?
Reinvent it. Try it a different way. Good. Where can people find us?
You can find us at. You want to go with.
That's terrible.
Zio! You can find us at places as NerdOutWithMe.com, Facebook at NerdOutWithMe, Twitter NerdOutWithMe, Patreon NerdOutWithMe, Google Plus NerdOutWithMe, and of course YouTube, where we play zany videos on NerdOutWithMe.
I feel like we just lost 30 or 40 listeners.
30 or 40, that's like 3/4 of our fan base.
It is. It's probably close. You can also find us at patreon.com/nerdoutwithme, where you will get a second episode each and every week, where we do that. And go ahead.
Yeah, bonus episodes of videos that we occasionally. You could see what we post on YouTube ahead of time, before the viewing public.
That's right, before the unwashed masses
those
get
pieces
to them.
of shit.
Oh God, I hate those people.
And bonus video episodes of just nonsense.
Yeah, and sometimes live streams that only Patreon people can get, where you can spy on us as we're recording things.
It's very sexual.
That's all sorts of stuff. We do want to hear from you, so write to us at nerdoutwithmeshow@gmail.com.
Curse at us.
Yeah, you can do that. You can also leave us voicemail. We'd love to get some voicemails. We're challenging you to leave us voicemails. We'd like to play them on the air. You can dial 732-497-8120.
Spells tampon.
And leave your angry voicemails. Again, 732-497-8120.
It might not spell tampon.
And just talk about the stuff that you want to talk about.
Talk about how your day went.
Yeah, you could even do that.
We'll play it.
We'll devote an entire segment to you talking about your day. And please, if you enjoy the show, leave us reviews wherever it is that you happen to be getting the show, whether it's iTunes or Stitcher or TuneIn or whatever.
Whatever it is that Eric put us on.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's what I do.
That's what he does.
This is how we do. So anyway, it's actually good. Just literally right there. It just struck midnight. We've had a long recording night. Tig is fallen over in his seat.
I have to drive home.
Yeah, you do. So, oh yeah, that's right. And for you Patreon people, what the hell are we doing for the Patreon bonus?
Yeah, what's going on? What are we doing here?
Oh, that's right. We're talking about political music. Some political music from March 92. So Patreon folk can come back. The rest of you, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Here's a choice of food and drink to satisfy anyone and everyone. you'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment. Something to please all tastes and age groups.